I remember approaching Kim the very next morning after the festival finished, and I asked her if she's happy. And she said, "My heart is full." My heart just also clicked.
Here in this very room, the Villagers played on that stage behind me, and it was one of the most magical nights ever. And the acoustics in this hall as well, I'm actually getting goosebumps. The crowd were just so with them and they were with us. It was just one of those ones that I'll never forget. So I was hooked then, I was hooked.
Something about that's so special about the Cavan Arts Festival is the team. It's like from the moment I met them, it's been the most welcoming and warming atmosphere to be part of. And everyone has so much admiration for the arts and wants to make something so special for the arts in Cavan.
It's very enjoyable, but it takes a lot of time behind the scenes that nobody else really sees, and all the work that the team are putting in for the rest of the year for this one weekend. Like, we're having meetings since January and meeting every week and putting in all the work, and then it's all up in one weekend and then it's all over. Well, that's what people see, but there's a lot of work going on behind the scenes.
So I thought, what can you do in a short speech? You could maybe look at what is not there, and what if this wasn't here? So what if there was no arts festival? So what? An arts festival, hoo-ha, so what? Maybe what we need nowadays is a good news story. And maybe this evening is the good news story that we might need at the moment. A load of people coming together this evening on a drizzly evening in peace, just to enjoy each other's company, maybe have some new ideas, some new ways of thinking, meet some new people. 4 days in May in Cavan, so what? It's not the greatest thing in the world. Maybe it is the most important thing. You know, some people wrote to us after the first few years and said, oh, I live in Dublin now and I live in Kilkenny, and if I had that there when I was a teenager in Cavan, that would have been great. You know, maybe things would have been different. And that's something that's really important to us, is that everybody gets access to culture and the arts in whatever way, whether they like it or not, whether they leave scratch in their head and think, God, why did she dress up like wallpaper? What is the purpose? But maybe that is the good news story that we need, just those people coming together to enjoy the arts and notice that what would it be like if it wasn't there? What if we had no shows, no town hall all year round, no Rammer, no all of these events that we go to and enjoy and that we turn to perhaps in times of need when the world is most turbulent at the moment.
For me, probably the best part of it is when you're watching a performance and it's really coming together. Say something like Villagers or something like that, and you look around at the faces of everyone else enjoying it, and you think, you know, I played my part in making this happen. That's, you know, you think nothing like this would happen here if this little gang of weirdos hadn't got together and put it together. So that's the kick I get out of it. And like, obviously I enjoy seeing all the events that come here as well, and see some fantastic performers, and seeing local people as well, getting to perform side by side with, you know, international performers, and it it gives everyone a bit of a lift, I think, as well. And it's something for someone who's picking up a guitar maybe, or learning how to juggle or writing a poem or whatever. Here in Cavan, they can go, there's a festival right here in our town, and that I can kind of go to and aspire to being part of something like that. And you know, it's a good thing to have for Cavan, you know.
My name's Leanne Brady. I'm the volunteer coordinator for the Cavan Arts Festival. I got involved in the Arts Festival a couple of years ago. I've been going to it for years and thoroughly enjoyed myself. And then last year I thought, I'd really like to help. So my job involves recruiting volunteers and helping to train them so they're ready to work with us at the Cavan Arts Festival.
My name is Michael Sheridan, and I'm a volunteer for Cavan Arts Festival. My biggest motivation for actually doing this as well is the people around me. The arts itself is actually fantastic, and I couldn't help but actually get involved with it. Hopefully it's going to be a good one.
How did it all start? The Cavan Arts Festival started, I suppose, with a group of Cavan artists, and not all necessarily artists, but Cavan people who enjoy having a good time, and probably were brought together through the Gonzo Theatre initially, which was Philip Doherty's brainchild 15 years ago. He was really good at bringing people out, especially anybody who had a little bit of a love for something left of centre. And then he amalgamated us together. We done loads of really cool productions, and then he had left Cavan and there was a void, I suppose, and Kim McCafferty, who I would say is similar in the way that she can pull people together like Philip could. She decided that we'd get together and run an arts festival.
They cater for everybody. You know, they've got an amazing family children program, you know, with their amazing street theatre and circus and kids shows, you know, to the amazing music and talks. So when Kim approached me to be part of it, I was, hell yes, let's go, yeah.
Why are we doing this? Why is the big question, really, isn't it? There's a few things in the answer. In my day job as a performer, was touring shows to everybody else's arts festival, every other town's arts festival, and thought, we need one of them. Every town should have one. I came home to visit the FLA, when the All-Ireland FLA came to Cavan for 3 years. The energy of all these people taking over the streets for art and culture, and I was like, yes, more of this, please. It was a big inspiration. Cavan Arts Festival started in 2018, which I think is 7 years ago now. The first one was in September. I guess it was like a little test, that when I brought this idea to the powers that be, I spent about 2 years trying to convince them to fund it, to let me try this idea and to prove that we could.
Just love when the weekend comes and you see all the people walking around the park and it's all happy faces, and that's kind of why I do it, you know, is to get that festival feeling and community spirit and all in Cavan. And if I wasn't involved, I would miss it. And I think sometimes like I'll pull back and, you know, do less, but then I know come the weekend, if I was walking around the park and saw everybody there, I would really miss it. So that's the part that I love.
The sparkle for me, and it's not just my sparkle for the arts, comes from enjoying people enjoying art. I played music for years, and the biggest thing I got out of it was looking down and enjoying somebody enjoying the art. I love the moment of building it as a team, but I love the moment when you let it go and you open the gates and people are coming in, and them little snippets of kids looking at something and like, wow, look at that, and, or adults or whole families. And I'm actually got goose pimples thinking about them moments when you see people enjoying art, because they don't even know how much that's doing for them. Unfortunately, we're not taught the importance of art, but it's like somebody seeing something like that instills a feeling. You can't learn that, you can't teach it, you can't try to study it. It's just a feeling. That's what art is. And festivals bring that to the people.
The real why is because my father had died and I had no fear at that time, you know, so I had like, you know, sometimes in your life when you just have no fear and you can just, you're like, what have I got to lose? I had that at that time. I don't anymore, so that passes. So now it takes more effort, but at that time there was a fire in my belly. He was a musician, a touring musician all his life, and he was amazing, and he died young. He was only 64, and I thought, you know, will I like put up a bench for him somewhere outside the hospital grounds, which would be very nice, or something like this. And then I thought more, well, maybe do something a bit more impactful. Cavan Arts Festival was born. Very, very small, but just blossomed and grew and grew and grew, and is continuing to grow like this. It's really surprised me how much a community arts festival can grow.
So, and I think as an arts worker, I know how important it is for artists to be represented and to create spaces for them, but it's also so important for the community to engage with the arts and enjoy the arts. And I think Cavan Arts Festival just has it down to a T. Whether you're part of the team or you're an artist or just a member of the public, it's just the most warming and fun and positive atmosphere to be part of. And honestly, it's all down to the team, and especially Kim McCafferty, our wonderful director, who is just the biggest ray of sunshine and motivates us all to like make such an amazing festival.
You can see it has grown and grown, and people are, instead of us having to remind people the Arts Festival is coming up, people are asking us, so, you know, what's happening this year?
And having a festival like this on our doorstep, you know, it's a world-class festival, and we don't have to go to Dublin or to Galway or whatever. It's here, right here. So to have that is just brilliant as well, and that's a huge part of why I believe in this festival as well, because, you know, it's bringing all of this amazing diverse program to so many people. You know, it's down to definitely Kim's commitment. Like she's just an exceptional, director of the festival, and and the people she rounds up for it, just believe in it too. So I think that's what makes it a magical thing, really. Yeah.
This is why I do it. Yeah. It's for just the happiness and the community spirit, and it's a great thing for the town. It's a great thing to bring people together, and when everyone's out roaming around the field, around the park, looking happy, that's all you want. Yeah.
I think when we come together for the events like Cavan Arts Festival, we create a huge, enormous possibility to local community to join together, possibly in the most positive way.
I'd like to think in 10 years' time that we'll have this really big international art scene that will be prolific for years. That's my dream.
For the 10th year, I guess I would like to know that Cavan Arts Festival foundations are sustainable. That we're not like sometimes friends and people in the street will say, well, when are you going to have like a big band, or when is it going to be, a huge festival? And that's not really what it is. Because, it can become that, and that would be great as well, but it's not my idea, because then people in groups and things can get lost when things get very big. But perhaps for the 10th edition in 3 years, what would be nice would be to know that it's got a really strong foundation and a life ahead of it, that it will continue, that I can go away, that the team we can all be off or retired or whatever, and that young people in the town or whoever, people will continue it on, that it's not ours. I'd like to get a t-shirt that says, decentralize your brain, because I think anywhere there's humans and the resources, then there can be high art and high culture. So we're lucky, and hopefully we'll continue to be so lucky, that our local authority arts offices, our National Arts Council and different relative bodies can continue to support artists to make work. But it can happen anywhere, and it doesn't have to be in the cities.
I'm also very grateful to local authorities for the opportunity to be engaged in the different projects and to be supported in this way. So as creators, we can approach much wider audience to get our message across and spread the word and to share our experience and understanding.
7 years in, going well. Here's to another 7.
Testing, 1, 2. Okay, right, be normal.
I'm no good at camera, I'm really nervous as well. I'm very silly.
No, I think it's all right. Yeah. I'm going to sneeze. Hang on.
Will I just keep talking?
I could blather on all day about these topics, so yeah.
Is that too long?